take control. We are on a roll.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to OCC. I am Ty, joined today by CyberCat. How you doing, Cyber?
Busy day, but that doesn't stop me from coming here and have a good time.
Well, I hope that you get to cool off a little bit. But first, we have a wonderful game today for you all between Queen's Guard and Boomers. Hopefully, this should be a close match.
Actually, looking at it, it could be a very close match. Both these teams have a same win-loss record. Their win percentage is actually very close. The only difference between the two is their wins and loss on maps. I think Queen's Guard's got 12 wins and seven. Actually, I'm sorry about that. Boomers is it Boomers? Yeah, Boomers have one extra win over Queen's Guard with two wins and seven losses of maps. So looking at it, even though the map differential is off by one, where Queen's Guard is 5 over Boomers is 6. This could still be. I mean, this could be a very close game. I bet we're looking at a very wonderful game here for today.
Yeah, and I mean, Queensguard, their one map that they had that they didn't win that Boomers would have won, they drew. So it's not like they're one loss behind or like two maps differential behind, like you said. Like you said, it's just the one. So this should be like neck and neck the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of like these are the types of games that we like to see. We like to see not those next, or not the games where you see like the where it's one sided to someone else. I mean, both teams have a chance to be like show they can be they're the better team. But in this case, right now, it looks like both teams could be. It could be anyone's game right here. This is going to be like, I mean, if I could see this game go to map 5, just because how close it is, I'm gonna. I mean, that's the kind of game we like to see. So hopefully we're gonna. I mean, I don't know if we'll see that, but I like to see like to see both these teams put up a fight, both these teams putting in the effort of making their team pushes, and hopefully, I mean, we'll see who comes out in the end.
Yeah, I completely agree. Hopefully, a nice map 5 for tonight. And speaking of the teams, Queensguard currently has Darkwill, Lion, Hanzuki, Kazame, Quaking Punch, and I'm so sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce this. I'm so bad. MLP Triox? Trox? Triox? Yes, I got it. First try. Ty has made a monumental move forward, and that's the only time that's ever gonna happen. But this looks like a very strong roster.
Looking at it, I mean, ever since I've joined the OCC, I've actually kept going down on who's been on what roster. I've come past Queen's card a couple of times, and I've not seen any change in the roster. And by the just by the what record and just by what you said, it looks like it's. I mean, this is a really good team. I don't. Again, I don't know most of these players, but I can fairly assure you that these players have been here quite a long time, or at least quite a while. I don't know how if I could say long or short time, but just from the time being, it seems like they've actually have probably worked well enough to actually stay strong from this point on.
Definitely. And on the other side, we have Boomers, which has Kaz, Jaden, Max Beck, Adrenaline, Space Cowboy, and Ferret. And honestly, this team is just as stacked, just as nutty as Queensguard. I think
Absolutely.
that, well,
Sorry, go ahead.
Queensguard might have. You're fine. I think Queensguard might have the advantage in a couple of areas, but overall, I think Boomers is still very nasty, and I think they're more well rounded in general, in my opinion.
Looking from the last match of what we saw when they went against what do you call what's the team that was they went last time? It was the Horn Beast. Looking at them last time, they actually were pretty good. I mean, between Space Cowboy, Ferret, I think those are the two players I noticed. They were actually the names that we were looking at one point. Boomers did come back from that. Was it like that one that 1-0 deficit? Even though it was in despite the first half of this game, basically they came back from that. This Boomers is a really strong team myself, but you know what? Again, between the Queens Card and Boomers, we are seeing an even match. We're seeing both the teams same record, same win percentage, despite the map differentials. I mean, I don't even know who could win right here, honestly. I mean, I've seen one team this year, one team over there. This is the probably the closest team I've seen even up all of me ever since I started casting. So I'm really excited to see this.
We are going to go in to our first map, which is Busan, and I love this map as a part Reinhardt, a part Ball main. It is so good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in the same boat here too. I mean, just Ball can just swing around so many. He can just go in so many directions, and just he can come from one direction. Then you're like, okay, he's gone. Next, you know, he's coming right behind you. I mean, for this one, I think this is I think this is a favorite for having players. And just in my opinion, you got all the high ground, you got the low ground. He can run all over the place.
I completely agree. This map is great for Hammond, but honestly, low key, this map is even potentially better for Winston because he has those sight lines that he can really cut off with a bubble. And Hammond struggles to get to some of these high grounds without doing really long, complicated loop-de-loops. And Winston just straight up jump forehead.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Winston was another favorable hero too. I think. I mean, even though Hammond and Winston doesn't seem like a right combination for the tank lineup, in my opinion, if people don't expect that very well, that could run very, very decent. I have seen weird tank compositions, whether as a player or seen as a caster, that run very differently. But if the team can run it correctly, and if everyone else can actually do what they need to be doing as the player, they can pull that off. And we're going to be seeing that here very shortly.
This is a very interesting team composition from both sides. There's going to be a Brigitte Lucio coming out on the side of Boomers.
I'm actually very. That's something you don't see. You know, I mean, I like Brigitte. She was heavy. She was pretty good player here at one point. Even though she died down just a bit, she is still steady, a little bit steady here for the format. But if people could play just around her and keep her shields going up, that is pretty good. Oh, actually, we're gonna stop right there because we got a pick right here.
Oh yes, massive boom to send Hudson back into the grave. That should be able to win them the fight, and with Space Cowboy slaying the lamp, that should just confirm it, and they're just gonna back up a little bit. Not really take any big risks, although that big fire strike is gonna get Ferret tons of ult charge.
Absolutely. I mean, noticing that Queensguard never made a push right there. Despite the push not being successful or not making any effort, that's actually not really a bad idea. They just let them have it, and they started to see what they want to deal with. But at this point, one thing that both teams are going to deal with is that the Widowmaker. I want to see how this goes. Oh, that's a huge shatter!
What a shatter!
Huge shatter from Ferret. She really gets picked up by the Widowmaker here. It looks like they're going to still make that fight.
That didn't find any value. Nobody was there to capitalize on the shatter. It was just the Reinhardt, and he got boinked by Hunsuki in the face. Lion is getting elimination though, and now this looks like it's going to be the attack coming on forward as Kazmate just picked up two players, one back to back, and Hanzuki is going to confirm the Widow duel.
Absolutely no. The Widow. One thing is that the Widowmaker duel is going to be very important in this match here. It's going to be, despite the 6-on-6, the whole team's going to be like 5-on-5 until that one Widowmaker gets picked off here. But that one shatter from that push, that was a beautiful shatter. I mean, that right there will make any Reinhardt player happy. The only problem right there was that the team was not with him, and that was the issue. I mean, of course, if the team knew if that was going around, they probably would have made that push, but I think they can try that again. I mean, they have some percentage on their side. Now they're getting ready for their next fight.
Yeah, and Darkbow's going to have a hard time getting his own shatter against the double barrier. And, ooh, that's a good pick to find Hunsuki right after that. Sound barrier's going to be there to protect against the Graviton Circle a little bit, but it's not going to be enough as they just crush them. Dragon Strike finds two. Widowmaker's the only one left alive, and they just have to reset.
That was actually was a beautiful execution of the Graviton and Dragon. Even though, despite not getting all the teams right there, but they get at least 2 to 3, it was beautiful. But it looked like as Boomer's getting a reset, Jaden gets Quick Punch takes off the Widowmaker, which is right here. So now they have to wait another probably 10 seconds to get the full reset.
Yeah, they might have to even just wait to start moving thanks to the Infrasight coming in. First was Jaden's, but now Hanzuki's gonna. Wait, no. First was Hanzuki, now Jaden's gonna pop his a little bit later. But he's at low health, so might not be able to win the duel. And there it is. Hanzuki's gonna find Jaden right there. That's gonna potentially keep the defense strong here. 95%, and Space Cowboy falls. There's a window coming out as well, just to confirm the fight. The fire strike doesn't go through it. Instead, just a little bit ahead of it, protecting the players behind it. Constant's gonna come out as well, just to confirm the fight. And if you win this right now and start to get these stagger eliminations, you're going to be in a great position. They're at 88%. People have to stagger to come back in.
Yeah, no, right now, Queensguard is playing really aggressive. That is what the Reinhardt is there for. I mean, if the players can play aggressively, they can win the fight. Unfortunately, Boomers will not be able to make it in time, and the fact that they're playing double shields making them really hard. But right now, it looks like Queensguard's going to take the first map, going 1-up in this map. But honestly, I think the what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it basically became Queensguard's side. That fact they were able to play with the right, having Hansuki playing the Widowmaker very, very good, and then of course that Reinhardt competition is really hurting Boomers here. If Boomers want to make this map into their favor, they have to switch up here very shortly.
Yeah, and I think something that really I don't think we really saw very much was, or that we didn't notice very much, what was happening. MLP was doing an amazing job at countering Jaden on the Widowmaker, just getting in their face, being a little bit of a distraction in order to just capital, and for his Widow, Hanzuki, to just get the duel easier from there.
Absolutely, no. Sometimes having that help right there just helps so much. I mean, even if you think like, okay, does the 1v1 has to be by themselves? But you know what? Get that. I mean, the more help you get with the Widow, the better chances for you to make that successful team fight or make that successful battle.
Ooh, that's a good first pick on a Quaking Punch. There's still a lot less healing for Queensguard here to try and defend with. So this is definitely. Oh, that's a good hack to find Ferret in a terrible position, and he's gonna fall. Lion's gonna find that elimination. But Jaden with another onto Hanzuki. Great Junkrat spam at the moment. And now they're just gonna. Oh, you go.
No, you're fine. We try to go back and forth. You know, but you know what? Sometimes you can't tell in this type of fight here.
Yeah, definitely. Kazmate does get max tech there. That will be a little bit more of an advantage for Queensguard. My bad. so they will be able to hold on for a little bit longer. Kazme and Lion are going to find the eliminations that they need. Space Cowboy's going to try to help out a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. They are still stalling for the percent, though. So that is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing their very best trying to stall out the point here. The more you can stall out, the more it's going to be a better percentage for you to help out here. It looks like they're going to be going up 30+% here, and that is should be, you know, that's really not bad. The fact that despite them not being able to take that point back completely, the fact that they're able to get 38% of that right there is very good enough from Boomers here. And again, right here, it looks like right now they're going to reset, and they actually switched up their composition. If you notice that, Jazz went to the Orisa, and they actually Farrah went to Hog, so they're going with the Orisa Hog combination. Combo for tanks, and then of course they got the Junkrat with Disco. But speaking of Junkrat, Jenna gets the hit pick on the Sombra here. That's actually pretty good. They can go in with that push right there before Sombra comes back.
Yeah, definitely, and Jaden did waste the tire a minute ago just giving Lion a little bit of ult charge, so that pick's going to help counteract that small mistake. And the Colossus is going to try to help him hold on for a little bit longer. Darkwood's about to have the shadow, but the Hook's going to try and counteract it with that with a little bit of damage. He's going to pop it at any second since the reverse barrier is nowhere to be seen. There it's going to be dropped, and now once that breaks, he will have a free shadow to be dropped, and that's going to be only one stalling from it. Jaden is still going to be left alive, though. He's going to be hacked right afterwards. Kanzuki, though.
Yeah, right now.
Take off the quick punch.
Oh, sorry. You know, when we're always in heat in the moment, we always get like back and forth. You know, that's always. You know, I don't see it as a bad thing. It's one of those like, you know what, we're just wanting to say something because we see something. But you know what? That's not much we're doing right now because all you can see is as Queensguard's taking over. Tsugi gets on the gets off the picks. You can see just the DPS pop it off here. That is pretty good picks from them. They're still holding this point very strong here. Of course, now they are still able to hold it really strong. The fact that they have 3 ultimates coming to the next fight, as Boomers is getting ready for the next fight for 2 ultimates. But actually, they'll get a 3rd ultimate. Jianli actually get Riptide, but he needs to get that soon if they want to get if their next team fight needs to be successful.
Yeah, definitely. The wasted tires starting to bite them in the rear right now. And Hanzuki's going into this backline. This will be a free grab combo if they can get this EMP off. But Space Cowboy might actually fall to the Sombra of the backline, but not quite. And that's going to be a hook onto the Reinhardt, though, to try and get that elimination time made up. The tire comes through with the Dragon Strike as well. The lamp's going to save him. Dragon Strike. Jaden falls, but Jaden gets the massive tire beforehand, and Space Cowboy's going to clean up, and that's going to be the cap.
Yeah, that Riptide, despite having that mistake on the first Riptide, the second Riptide basically helped him get that point back, along with Space Cowboy putting in the secondary support for the DPS. So that was good picks from the both two to get that point here. So that was very clean. That's what I mean. Seeing that was very good here. Now, of course, they have to hold it up they have to actually hold this point completely because if they lose the next fight, basically it will be Queensguard map. But anyone could win enemy, but you know what? Boomers can prove me wrong here, saying that, you know what, we're not going to let them take this map here. But Queensguard will find the ways to change that.
Yeah, they're going to have an EMP shatter if they really want to use that right now. And that's going to be hooked onto the warrior, but just barely going to be able to live a little bit. Coalescence is going to be out as well, just that self-healing up. And there's the EMP dropping. 4 players are going to be affected by it. Darkbow with the opportunity to drop a massive shatter, and there it will be. 3 players down for the Kaz. Going to try to find Kazame. A little bit of Kaz action there, but this looks like it's just going to be the cleanup right now, and that's going to be the cap, 97% that they have to contest with right now.
Absolutely, no, that was a clean shatter. It came in 2 seconds late, but you know what? That shatter still came in at the right time. It still came in to win that team fight, and right now it looks like they're not gonna. Oh, they just came so close. Boomers had a chance to make it up here, even though that ticker was just going so slow. But this map will go to Queensguard for the first map. Will go to Queensguard.
Yeah, I think you have to ask, why would you go Winston instead of Hammond right there? That would have given you much faster run back speed, and it would have been a little bit better for you because he would have had the higher point presence because of the extra HP and the adaptive shield. This was just a massive combo.
You know, I don't know. Sometimes some people up there will kind of miss that. For me, like there'll be times where I'll be thinking like, oh, you know what? Let's just stay with the. I think I can go back here because they think the cooldown for Winston's jump comes a bit cooler, but sometimes some people will forget how fast Hammond can roll. But you know what? It's not. I mean, I wouldn't really want to worry about too much about it. You know what? I mean, that was again, this was a close game. They were trying to get back the best of they can. The fact that, I mean, if the ticker was going slow down faster, then okay, maybe the Hammond would have been more beneficial. But I think, I mean, at this point, I think whether the Hammond or the Winston was the pick, I don't think they had enough time to make it back.
Yeah, I mean, he got very close. I mean, the only reason he didn't quite get back was because of, like, he kind of just bumped his head on a rock with the second leap. So he probably would have been able to just barely make it. So the Hammond definitely would have been able to.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Honestly, I think Ham is one of the fastest characters in the game as of right now. I mean,
He
you
just
got
straight
that.
up is.
He is. I mean, you got a mix between like a Invisible Sombra to, Soldier 76 to Hammond and the Lucio. Those like one of the few fastest players to come around. But out of all those, Hammond is the fastest, of course. I mean, the guy who rolls around, he swings in, he slams in, goes back around, it repeats itself. That's out of all the fastest characters, he is also an annoying character as well.
Hmm. That's offensive to the Church of Hamstons.
Hey, I mean, I can okay. Hold on a second. I mean, I'm stating the fact here. Don't correct me wrong here. I mean that might sound offensive to the Church of Hammonds, but you know what? I mean, what am I supposed to say? They say Hammond's the slowest character. He just stands in the corner and doesn't know what to do.
Stop saying
I mean,
these things. Stop saying these mean things.
okay. Hey. Now, someone's got to put some flame on a character. Hey, I'd rather put flame on a hero than someone else. I mean, and right, because we can put flame on any hero and we can get away with it. You have to think about that. I mean, we may be in the OCC here, but you know what? We still have to flame those type of characters. And I don't mean by players. I mean, players are
I
the
think you need.
what?
I think I need to introduce you to the Church of Aming.
I'd rather go to Nepal. Thank you very much.
You need to be introduced to the Church
we
of
worship
Aming.
Sunyata there. We worship Shinada there. Why not?
We worship who?
Sunyata.
Shinyata?
Sunyata. Look, my English.
Shinyata.
Look, chat, casters. My English sucks once in a while. All right, calm down, will you?
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff from the Overwatch team. We're here to introduce our new hero, Shinyata.
Okay.
He
Okay.
is a
Yo, roll
dead
it.
version of Zenyatta. We don't know why we added him, but you know what? We just decided to. He can't move. His orbs His orbs don't move. They just sit there. His Discord orb also doesn't move. He just doesn't move.
I hate to interrupt you.
He has very nice shins.
Absolutely. I hate to interrupt you here, but look like we're going to start our next map here. It looks like we're going to go from a very interesting competition. We're going to see this somewhat a different competition from Queen's Guard for Boomers. It looks like they're now starting to play a very different. They're playing a very back to the Ryan Zarya that we were talking. I was hoping they were seen earlier, but they're playing a bit slower. While Queen's Guard's playing the double shields with Ryan and Sigma, and we're gonna have Widowmaker and Junkrat. These are the type of heroes I like to see for this map here. They're very defensive and they can do so much damage making the push here.
Yeah, I personally think that running Reinhardt here is a little bit of a mistake compared to Orisa. She has that way more choke like pressure. She has so much damage that she can pump out from range, and Reinhardt just kind of sits there with his shield up if you can't really get that value that you really want to. And that's a good trap to find Adrenaline and keep him in that little bit of a position there. And now they're just kind of poking from high ground.
I think that between playing Ryan and Zarya kind of goes varies. I mean, you got one that can be that one is a moving shield, the other one does not. So looking at it, it goes back and forth honestly. But in this case, it looks like they're going to be going with the Ryan.
That's a massive anti-nade to find both the tanks, and Darkbow is going to fall. And right after that, Hanzuki's going to as well, thanks to Space Cowboys. Logs! It does look like this fence might not crumble this fight, but they might the next, and that's going to be a drag shot coming straight through the point with Kaz putting on a star performance running MLP and probably going to find Lions here. And with the Nano Boost onto him as well, this is just a powerhouse of a Russian Furious Lady, as Space Cowboy's going to be the one with the standout play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think part of that was the execution of what they need to do was good, and some of it was just probably not necessary. Like I think that that's actually pretty huge. The fact that they Space Cowboy takes off Hasuki, and now they can if they can get in time, which I don't think they will, they can go down with a 5-on-6 match team fight here. But looks like that will probably not happen here. But God,
yeah, they're gonna have to respawn.
Right.
But
I knew that. Thank you very much. But at this point, right now the nano that was used on the Zarya earlier was probably not needed necessary. I think they can still win that team fight without the nano here. But looks like I'm gonna stop right there because we're getting ready for the next team fight on point B here on Temple do this.
yeah, Space Cowboy already charged one Dragon Check at first point. He's already about to eclipse Kaz on the old charge, who was having really good plays earlier. That's gonna be a window from both sides right now. A ton of damage. Hanzuki's gonna find Space Cowboy. The Shadow's gonna drop with 3 players going to the ground. This looks like it might actually be the attack to win this fight, but that's gonna be a lot of pressure onto the tanks right there. Quaking Punch is gonna find Barrett, and the Ambush is gonna be on to Reaper, but it's probably not gonna find a whole lot unless the Death Blossom is absolutely massive, considering how many players already fallen from the attack. And this is just gonna be them sent packing.
Yeah, absolutely. Both sides again are just going with the ultimates one by one, making those picks off. I mean, coming from the Queen's Guard, they were able to use the what do you call it? Sigma's ability to Moore's ability. Actually, got more value off of that over Barrett's Shatter, and I think that's all it was just Shatter, of course. I mean, that was a good connected Shatter, but again, like we said, what we saw earlier was that he has good Shatters, but the team fight was either not there or it was just coming in late, and that's the one thing they need to look to. Hopefully they if they can improve on seeing if the Ryan gets a good shatter, all they have to do is see the shatter, go right in, and that's the team fight right there. So if they can look forward,
Yeah,
to
the defense
that
does
more often-
have a couple of ults here, and the tree always almost has his ultimate. I know starts ridiculously fast. But the Bob and Shatter might be able to just hold off the fight for a little bit, but that's going to be a nasty anti-nade onto Dark Bow, which might just get him killed. He's going to swing for a little bit, but he's going to be able to live a little bit longer. That's a beautiful lamp placement from MLB. Dragonfly's going to be coming in from the side, not going to be wanting to combo with the grab transfer, but the Lion is going to delete the backline. 2 eliminations. Almost finds the Reaper, but is going to barely be able to make out. Nope! He's going to find Adrenaline before that Reaper can escape.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, getting those picks off was very important, and Lion was able to make off those. Despite him getting picked off, he was able to take down 3 in that push, basically giving Queen's Guard another hole there. So it was very beautiful executed. That's actually one of the things I love about Sigma. I mean, he could act like a small thing, like Hog back in the day. He could act like a small flanking hero. You can only do so much about it. Here, he looked like he took small risks, and it paid off, getting those 3 heroes just by him getting picked. And again, they're gonna go for another push here, and Boomers is gonna have 2.5 minutes to figure out what they need to do. But they got 2.5 minutes to figure out if they want to use all 3 ultimates right here, or they want to get a 4th one with Ferret, and hopefully get this team fight into their favor.
Yeah, they might just want to pop the Blossom Nano with that Beyblade combination. The Reaper can be basically unkillable just as long as he's hitting only a couple of players, thanks to that massive amount of life steal. And if you biotate him, he only really needs to be hitting 1 player to find the massive value. And with an anti-nade onto Darkbow, this looks like their opportunity to start pushing forward, but Darkbow does have the shadows, so they have to be very scared of this. The grab is coming out, and there's going to be the shadow dropping. Only 2 players are going to fall from it, though. But Ferret's going to find Darkbow. There's a Gravitic Luck is going to be up. All 3 players are going to be knocked down, but they're going to be able to live a little bit longer. Kaz is at such low health, but is going to find the line beforehand, and that's going to be Kazane with a standout play to find 2 eliminations here, potentially saving the defense right now with a flashbang in order to find Max Peck there. Just barely setting up the slam, so he's going to fall to face Cowboy, but that's not going to be enough to continue the push.
Yeah, looking at it, I mean, they did everything right. I mean, despite the grab getting 1 hero, they were able to get a good share. They actually got the pick they needed to do. The problem right there was that they didn't finish the team fight right there. I mean, it looked like they were going for, I think, in my opinion, looking at it, they were going for more of the point advantage rather than looking at who's going on or who's still alive. That was actually one thing that they need to be really cautious about, is that despite the good combos that they had here, the problem was that they just never finished it. And so looking at it, I mean, if they don't, I mean, you know, I can't say so much. All I can say is that it looks like if they can look more into being cautious of who's alive, they can make that fight go on. But that is still going to, I mean, I don't know how long that's going to go on, but I'll let you talk. It looks like we got some things going on.
Yeah, Space Cowboy sends in the Drag Strike again, but Kaz about to have a Graviton Surge. Again, not going to be using that combo, and it looks like it might be the end of with Kazme finding Ferret there, with another player already dying on the attack. They have to reset again, and the only ult they're going to have is the Nano Blossom with a Graviton Surge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see how effective the double shield is going on. Even though that Ryan, despite the buff on Ryan, despite the nerf on Sigma, you can still see how fresh that double shield is. It looks like they're pushing in hard. I mean, Queen's Guard is pushing really good. Look at her on the front line. I don't even know if Boomers was able to get around here. They have to make a huge put. They have to make something successful. But it looks like I think Queen's Guard's going to back off, forcing Boomers actually to have to make a rush point here. If they can't touch in the next 10 seconds here, they may not be. They're going to have to go with this next map, going with 1-0.
Yeah, I think they might have wanted to just kind of go. Oh, that's a good shatter. Oh, beautiful pin! The pin just barely booms Adrenaline out of the way. Oh, what? Touch that if the pin would have had to perfectly catch Ferret, and so then it didn't. Actually, no, it could have caught either of them and just booped the other one back. And
Okay, wow. Okay, I saw the shadow. Like, okay, Cam can't touch. Reaper had a chance to maybe go in to touch a bit, and I don't see him booped up. I'm like, wait, what? No, that was perfectly good. I mean, the shatter, of course, that was going to be automatic. If they had nothing to go in to stop something, the shatter was going to stop it right there. But of course, I was thinking, how are you going to stop the Reaper whether he had Death Blossom move a bit faster in there? But it looks like he was able to not. I mean, I have to see this replay later on, but I didn't see what stopped him. Was it the boulder?
It was the pin. The pin booped him back.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
Okay.
he scooped up the hamster and then shoulder bashed the frickin' Reaper away.
Okay, I thought I was looking between the charge and the Leon's Sigma throw, the boulder throw. But you know what? But you know what? The shatter to the charge was beautiful. Honestly, if that's what that is, that what the case is, and that was beautifully executed properly. I mean, I'm looking at this replay right now. Let me see. Oh, yep, you're right. Darko was able to get. I mean, Ryan was able to get them off the point. That was a beautiful. That was just beautiful here. Honestly, I'm gonna let you keep going because right now, I mean, I don't. Right now. I'm looking at this comp and I'm trying to think what to go here.
Yeah, I don't know what the win condition is here, to be honest. I mean, tactical visor plus that nano boost can be very devastating, but against how the meta is really shaped up and against the Sigma, you're gonna really struggle to find value with it since Sigma is one of those heroes that can just kill you forehead.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing I am looking at is that I do have Ashe, so if Ashe could get her dynamites to the right position and explode right above the shields, that could put some value. But again, right now, we'll see how this is going to work around. Looks like the Queen's Guard is going to make a push to the right side. No, yeah, to the left side from their spawn here. Actually, no, they're juking it. They're going from left to right.
Oh, they're trying to force all the abilities while they went right, but then they went left instead. But the Anthony, the second one onto Jaded or
That's
from
big brain.
Yeah, Galaxy Brain, they're not even going to be contesting until most of the way through the second tick, and Kazme on the high ground, they have to worry about that sniper, somebody has to go get him, and Kazme is going to start to get this value as this just beautiful headshot onto Adrenal, and they're going to cap with a very fast first fight.
Okay, right there, that was beautiful. The fact that they juked from the left, right, I never even thought about that until now. That was beautiful. I mean, that actually what got them that point was the fact they thought they were going to the left side, and then later going around to the right was beautiful exit. But it looks like they're going to do they're not going to do any type of juking at this point. They're already on the second point.
Yeah, they just sped in with the speed boost, but MLP is only halfway to the sound barrier, and Lions 45% to the Gravitic Flux.
Wow.
Whoa. Well, they're just going to cap. I thought there would be at least one more stagger.
I thought Boomers was going to put a fight. They look like they're just like, you know what? We need to go to half. It seems like they're like, no, hold off. We're going to go to halftime. We got to discuss this because right now.
No, not yet. We still got to watch the play of the game.
Well, I'm not saying halftime right now. I'm talking about, hey, they wanted to get the next map. They want to probably in it, so they want to get to the next. They just want to get to the small break so they can figure out what they need to do here. Because right there, they got bomb rush hard right there. The fact that the beautiful maneuvering from Queen's Guard on the first point and having to go right front, just getting the phrase on the second point, that was beautiful, honestly. I mean, Queen's Guard knows how to play around. They know how to make how to juke the team. That, I mean, just from that last point, just from the attacks and defense from Queen's Guard on that last map was beautiful.
Let me just say, that was the second map in a row that Quaking Punch had 40% or higher overall team damage healed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's absolute insane warrior play. But I do think we're
shows a
gonna
lot.
talk. Yeah, we're gonna talk for a little bit, I think. And while the halftime goes on, so you guys go use the bathroom, go get a drink of water, blah blah blah, stay hydrated. We'll be back after the break. bananas. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OCC. We are currently in a pretty hot game between Queensguard and Boomers. Queensguard up 2-0 at the half.
Yeah, no, coming to this half, I mean, I'm already looking myself into. I believe Queensguard is going to take this. I mean, just from the first map, they already take a hold of the first 2 points. Even though Boomers has got some percentage, Queensguard took care of that whole. Basically, that was their map there. On the second map was probably the best performance I've seen from any team. Just from not only the fact that they were able to hold, despite losing the first point and holding on the second, but they were able to get both points in under like probably was it like a minute and a half or something like that. But then
Yeah.
how they executed that was brilliant. I mean, I've seen plays come from all these different teams back. I mean, in the Overwatch League to OCC, etc., stuff like that. And sometimes you'd be thinking like, when you make a play, is it a risk? You know what? If you know that risk is going to worth it, that you go for it. And that's what Queensguard did in that first push. That was a brilliantly executed play, juking Boomers, coming from thinking they're going to go from their right, from the Boomers right, all the way down. Like, wait a minute, now they're going down to the point under the bridge, and next thing you know, you see them already getting the ticks right there, and just right there was just beautiful. And then of course having to take the second point in like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and that's basically what got them into the first. That's what basically are getting them. That's what's making them strong right now is they're able to make those plays brilliant. They look like they're putting in the comms correctly. They're putting in their ultimates wisely, and they're doing what they need to do to keep themselves strong in this game, and that's what they're doing right now.
Absolutely. And just an FYI, I think that was a 1 minute and 17 attack on Anubis, which, just an FYI, the Overwatch League world record is 1 minute 36, or 1 minute 36 seconds on Anubis, yeah.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
So that means they went faster than Overwatch League.
Oh my gosh! Oh yes, let's go, guys. OCC say, hey, Overwatch League can get this done.
Overwatch League superior or inferior to OCC.
Oh my gosh! You know what? That's the best part about these things. Like, I mean, in OCC, I mean, there's all these things they're gonna hear in the Overwatch. Like, let's say the fastest time to how many headshots does it take to win a map. You know what? OCC's here is gonna. I mean, every player in OCC is gonna prove them wrong, and that's what. And so far, right now, they look like they're proving them wrong with the fast. Just not. I want to say prove them. They took that map faster than the Overwatch than San Francisco Shock. I think that's what the team that.
No, it was Boston versus Dallas.
It was Boston. It was Boston. Okay, so. Basically proven better than Boston, and right now that's that's
Carpe who?
Carpe who? Get that out now. But it looks like we're gonna get ready for this next map. We're gonna be here on Numbai here for map 3. At this, I mean, right now, as you know, is that if Queensguard is able to win this game, if Boomers are not able to win this map right here, it will be Queensguard game. I would assume there'll be a map 4, but whether the map 4 happens or not, it will be Queensguard's game. But
yeah, they are in a reverse sweep or lose situation right now. They have to be able to win, or they're just getting out. They're just leaving. They're done.
Here's my question I want to ask you: If Boomers wanted to make this a reverse sweep, what do you think they have to do?
I think they have to change it up. I think they have to try out new strategies. I think they have to do different things because they're trying in a similar sort of mirror match with Queensguard doing a little bit out of the mirror match, and they're just losing.
Absolutely.
Like, Queensguard is playing slightly off meta while still playing very meta, and they're winning. I think that this composition that Boomers are running right now with Junkrat, Hanzo, Mercy, Baptiste, Winston, Reinhardt, I think this is the kind of thing they need to do in order to be able to win. Marissa, never mind.
I think the one thing that Boomers need to improve on, and I think this is the biggest improvement they need to do, is team coordination and team positioning. At times, I kind of feel like that Boomers had kind of spread out a couple of times, and that kind of doesn't help them as much. But you know what? I think if they can improve on that just a bit, that would probably put them in the decision to reverse sweep this game.
Definitely. And I think that the Ariston, as I like to call it, composition is very, very potentially high value because the tanks are very, very similar in a way.
It's a very interesting tank comp. I've never seen this matchup before, but it looks like we're going to be seeing right here as WL Truck takes out Chaz, and that is going to be this could be their fight in their favor here. Of course, will Boomers make up for that?
MLB was just in their backline for a second. They're just shooting all over them. But whoa, Space Cowboys! perfect picks onto 2 DPS, winning those 1v1s. Absolute massive play. And almost gets a Sigma as well right here, but they're not going to quite do it. And it's just going to be the Winston zapping up that pose to get the elimination. And that's going to be the first point under their control.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's actually, it was very important. They were able to, those picks from Space Cowboy was very crucial for them to get that map. So thanks to Space Cowboy, they were able to make that first push here. But it looks like, I don't even know they're not going to be able to get it here. It looks like 2 people are on the point here. Will they be able to get them out? Looks like they are able to go into it, and Boomers will take that first point here. And now they can, once that payload starts moving, they can get it going. Let's see how far it takes. Let's see how far they can get that thing going. Let's see if depending on the distance of the payload, could they take this map to them, get their first map win of the night.
Boomers are looking revitalized right now. Ver just got a pair of picks at the very end there, and look at that ult charge of Orisa getting their first ult before a Moira on the enemy team. That's impressive, and Quaking Punch is gonna decide that they don't want to be at the disadvantage anymore and gonna get an elimination there, but that's gonna be 2 ults, 1 on both sides with the Coalescence at the ready, but the Bongo was used, and it's gonna find very little value so far, only the Bears being really busted.
If you notice, they have a Bastion. That's something very interesting to pick on it. But look at that, he's going to not get stay long. Space Cowboy does take him down. And Jane actually does get off the Immortality Field off MLP here. It looks like that push is still going in as a direction. But that Riptire taking on Leon in. That team Boomers are taking the team fight to their advantage.
Yeah, that was just a spawn Riptire. And it did end up finding Lion, trying to get a couple more eliminations, maybe, but not quite. And that's going to be the first pick on the defense right now. A pair of them from Hanzuki to clean up, but that's a third. Bob's doing a whole lot.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that Bob is coming in thinking that Boomers is going to take this point. Bob comes in and says, get off my payload. I got this. And basically takes it. You can just see right there, just that from right there. It looks like, that was actually an interesting pick from Kazuki. Max would come back. I don't know if he was trying to flank, get something off here, or he just wanted to get the pick off so he can reset. Either way, it looks like their Boomers is going to take a full reset here. I don't see any changes coming from them. Looks like they're doing what they need to be doing. They got 2 support ultimates coming in. We'll see which one they're going to use to actually keep this fight to their advantage. That was an interesting window right there.
Yeah, they're just trying to get in their face, make it so that they have to position around the lamp rather than have grabbing to position around their own lamp. But it's not going to work. Tons of damage just flowing through, getting the picks off. And they're going to hold strong for this fight. And they're going to have some ults.
I've seen interesting windows being used in my day. That was very interesting. I think what they wanted to do was try to get rid of Bastion, but I think how they're doing it, I feel like it's something. I mean, they need to change it up. As much as they want to get in his face and actually get rid of the Bastion, I think what they need to do is they need to have a range hero for themselves and actually take care of it. I mean, I think the Hanzo pick earlier would probably been more beneficial despite him having the shields, but
what a pull!
Actually, that is huge.
Dropping. Yeah, and the bubble's going to be there onto Kazme, but the tank form is going to be unprotected for the most part on this high ground. And the lamp's going to protect Jaden's team for a little bit longer until Lion finds that. And they do switch on to the Roadhog, and I personally think that's a better pick. And with 2.5 minutes left, this Cowboy should be able to farm up at least 1 EMP. Just as long as they get in plenty of damage. Jaden's going to find Hanzuki there after Kazme finds Max Peck. That's 1 DPS down on both sides. Lion's going to be a little bit out of position right now, but the bubble's going to be able to protect them for a little bit longer. Bastion just shooting freely, but the hook's going to bring him out of position and gonna try to 1v1 Kaz a little bit, but it's not gonna work with the Bongo being placed in a great position. They're just gonna be able to push on through.
They actually got the Bastion. They got the Bastion now. That's good. That's good for Boomers to actually keep going here. Regardless, does take out Chaz, but they get the res off of that. Putting the team by still putting their favor. That's a huge shatter from
3 players swap. Absolute massive play from Darkbow right there. The stun on Darkbow, so he can't really advance a little bit. Just for a second, but he's still gonna hold on to that W key with a fire strike going through that lamp.
Bob's gonna come in.
Yep,
but
Bob's doing a little bit.
I don't think Bob's gonna do anything. The fact that he actually hit off Ferret right there, right on that corner, was not gonna help. It's not gonna put any benefit. Despite Bob putting in at the right time, that maybe stop the push fight or keep pushing them back, it wasn't enough to actually put any benefit for Bob. But you know what? They Queen's Guards are still able to hold off here. But right now, we could be seeing maybe some combos here coming up, but I don't think that's going to happen. Jungle does take out Chaz here. Now they have to wait for it if they want to get a combo here going on here. The fact that Space Cowboy does EMP, if they can go EMP for Max Pack's Riptire, that could be something, but they have to wait here.
Yeah, Kaz went for a very ambitious pick there and got hard punished for it. And now they're... the tire's going to come out.
I don't know if you noticed, but... what was it? What was it? Space Cowboy was kind of... Oh my goodness,
what a fire! EMP's gonna come out, it's gonna fight 4 players! This is still very winnable if you are not Queens, or if you're Queen's Guard and if you're how did I forget Boomers? But and Kaz is gonna start to pop off a little bit. The Swine flew past what you would expect, and now he's going to be pushing up on the Reinhardt. That's the third elimination of this fight. And Jaden, the support in the, or the DPS in the wrong category, is going to clean up as well.
He made a switch. He's making the. I mean, he made a switch from the Winston to the Roadhog. It's actually putting a lot of effort. The fact that he was able to get the damage they needed to after that EMP. Of course, it looks like right now I don't think Boomers is going to take this fight. I think they're going to let him have it. I mean, despite having enough time, I think they just wanted to let them set up, figure what they have. I mean, right now they got four ultimates coming. Actually, 5 ultimates could be coming in the next fight. So this next push could be highly in their favor. Properly. Actually, you're right. All 6 ultimates. I mean, here's the question: will we see all 6 ultimates, or will we see one ultimate win the team fight?
We're definitely going to see all 6 be available, and that's going to be 2 pops at the same time. Boston and window. That's a massive shatter, and a grab that's following up. Those are going to pop everything except for the tactical fight.
Absolutely. No, in my opinion, I think half of those ultimates could have been saved. I mean, okay, good fight for Queen's Guard holding that push here, but I believe that the uses of ultimates should have been more important. Despite having Hazuga now taking out Adrenaline, having for Boomers to wait another 10 seconds here, I think the ultimate usage for Queen's Guard should have been used wisely, because now if Boomers is able to know what's going on, they know they use 5. If they know if they use 5 ultimates, that's a better advantage for them to win. Know what's available, what's not, and this next push here, they could be in their favor. But attack fighters are coming from Tatsuki. Will he get enough picks here? Looks like he is coming. I think it's Ty is AFK, is he? I think he is. I'm gonna be commentating until he comes back here. Cat just gets to pick off the Dark Foul here. It looks like
I had my mic muted the whole time. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm gonna finish it right here. Quick push does get to pick off the quick face Catboy. Very crucial here. It looks like Boomers is still gonna make that push here. Having that pressure coming in on the left side here. Gets that pull off that. Gets Layton gets on Leon. Looks like Max Quick does get off something. It looks like they're putting that fight into their favor here. Right charging in, but like he's gonna be swinging out. Will he stay in that long? Looks like he's still staying alive. They're not pushing aim here. It is now overtime. It looks like Queen's Guard is actually making a comeback here. That fight is coming in from that space. He gets the pick of MLP here. That huge shatter dropping. Yes.
Yeah, 2 players are on the ground right now, and they're going to try to capitalize a little bit. And they might not be able to be pushing here unless they get a beautiful C9. This is what's going to happen because they're just going to clean up a little bit. I can't believe I was muted.
You know what? I'm actually glad you were muted. Not because he didn't have to talk, but the fact that that last part of the commentary, I never was able to commentate without actually screwing up. I mean, that was kind of cleanish. I mean, I probably made a little bit mess ups, but that was, you know what? That was good for me on my part. You know what? And you know what? It happens if your mic gets muted. It happens. Don't worry about it.
How long was it muted?
Probably 30 seconds. I wouldn't really worry about it.
Oh my.
Here, while you quickly fix that here, looks like Queen's Guard was able to make that hold here. Getting how long was it? Like 70 meters off of 2 points for Boomers here. And so Boomers is going to have a chance here to hold this map here. If they can hold for under the 2 points and 70 meters, Boomers could get this win. They could probably come back to this game here. But it looks like Boomers are improving. They look like they made a couple of switches that's actually helping them out. And we'll see if Queen's Guard could come back. See if Queen's Guard says, hey, we're still taking this map. We'll see if what they run is going to decide if they can take this 3rd map and the win.
Yeah, I mean, Numbani is very famous for being one of those maps where you barely ever see anybody go past first, and if you see one team do it, then you're probably going to see the other team do it. Unless they have a beautiful, magnificently powerful hold, and there's never 2nd point holds either. They're going to either cap first, they're either going to be held at first, or they're going all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at, right before we get ready to start here, I'm looking at the composition from Boomers here. First off, I see everything looks perfect. The only problem is that they have an Ashe and a, I want to say this would be a problem. This is very Torbjorn and Ashe. So the question is going to be is that they don't know that Queen's Guard is running double shields. The question is going to be here, if they want to run this competition, will they have enough damage to force them to drop shields to actually get the damage they need to?
Activating the barrier.
That's going to be very important for them.
Aardvark pays off. I love seeing a Torbjorn here, especially on Numbani. It's one of his best maps in my opinion, but there's going to be Kazme on the Sombra, which gets hard countered by the Tor because turret interrupts the hack right there. You can see it. And now he's not going to be able to stay for very long, except for the fact that his team is right there, and Lai's actually going to... Whoa, he's just going to fall.
That's very important. I mean, you don't want him to fall. I mean, I think he probably mispositioned himself. I mean, because you have to think about it, they were at the edge there. I mean, having the fall was very, very important. Now they might have to reset. They lost their shields.
Yeah, Kaz fell to Kazme right there, but that's probably not gonna be great as Hanzuki was just out of position, used Ray Form, and died to the Baptiste. And now they're all stuck in this little choke with only 3 players left alive, and it's just a 4v3 up here right now with more players coming to aid them as MacBack provides the turret getting so much value.
Yeah, the turret, I mean, the turret is actually doing a thing. The fact that it took out Kawasaki, and now that Queen's Guard has to wait a bit, but the fact that they're going in with a 5-on-6 match push here, and it's not, I don't know how much successful they're going to be here. But look again, like that turret is putting in a pick. They take out Leon here. He's just sitting on the point, and the people think, oh, how do we get rid of it? They're like, well, we got to deal with 2 things.
Oh, what? So much damage there. Darkbow finds Jaden, but that's going to be a resurrection. Cancel that out, and this looks like they might actually be able to hold. And Torbjorn is just exactly what I meant when I said earlier, you need to run these off-meta things, and Torbjorn is one of those off-meta heroes who are low-key really, really good right now because of the armor changes and that overload buff.
That's one of the things I love about part of Overwatch is that if you can play an off hero at the not despite the right time, but at the right map, under the right circumstances, it puts in so much effect. There's been times where I've been thinking like, oh, we see a Torbjorn, piece of cake, or see this type of competition. Next thing you know, it's screwing you over. And in this case, it looks like it's actually hurting Queen's Guard really hard here. The torrent is still alive, it's still putting damage, and Torbjorn's getting ready for his multi-4. This could be a very interesting ultimate usage if they place it correctly. But that again, that turret's taking out Hazuki.
Yeah, that was just a wonky play for Hanzuki. Didn't quite have the right form back up and fell to the turret just because that free reliable damage that it puts out. And now look at Lion, only 51% of his ult, not one used yet. It's 1 minute and a half left in the time bank. And with that bomb and that off angle, they have to be concerned about every angle that exists. There's a Torbjorn turret shooting from one side, there's an Ash shooting from the other side, and the rest of the team is
Look at that 3 angles. My goodness.
There's just so much.
That is disgusting. You got a turret from one side, you got a bomb in front of, behind you, then you got a turret, then you got the team fight in front of you. That is, right there, I don't know if that was intentional or that was planned. That was beautiful from Boomers. The fact that they position themselves to 3 things at the same time, that is very beautiful. And right now, it looks like they are. Oh no, this is actually important. This is actually very important. They can't be going off the point. They're trying to go off that Reaper here, but they can't do that. They have to stay on point. But I think it looks like they had enough time for that, so I'm gonna cut that out here. But right now, what Boomers is doing is very impressive. They still have ultimates usage. They still got a lot to go for, and they have a mid left. If they can hold this could. We could see a possible reverse sweep.
Oh no, Kazume's in a terrible position, and Ferret catches him out. The DPS tank gets the first pick of the fight. That's Hanzuki falling as well. This looks like Boomers is going to be able to hold strong here if they can hold this next 30 seconds. They're going to clutch them as well. Just setting them into the air. The lamps drop, but it's not going to be enough as the team start to fall. Space Cowboy getting pick after pick. Kaz is going to participate as well. And that's just going to be it. 18 seconds left. They have to start touching.
Oh, you do not want to use multi-core on that early. That is. I can see multi-core being used, but that is too early. This could be very important. If Queen's Guard heard that correctly, they could use that as an advantage for them to make the next push here. But that Reaper's gonna be coming up for you.
No,
he's picked off.
Hanzuki hasn't gotten a single death loss. The Space Cowboy's gotten their 3rd bomb of the defense. They're gonna try and cut back in, but no, Space Cowboy getting pick after pick, killing everything on the Ash, and they're gonna hold on.
Absolutely. Again, you're looking at different angles. Again, like we said earlier, Hoff. Meta heroes, if you can play it correctly, you can use that to your advantage, and it looks like that's what Boomers is doing. That Torbjorn is doing something, and of course that Ash, again, seeing this play of the game, it's doing stuff. You got dealing with one bomb from one end, you got to turn it with another, and then you got the team fight. You're looking at 3 different things. If I could think about that, more better. I can't think of any better way to have the team focus on more than just 2 things. I can see, dealing with turret. With like symmetric turrets, Torbjorn's turret, and the team fight, but that right there was just pretty good. Boomers, again, using Torbjorn to their advantage, getting their first win of the night, keeping themselves into hopefully into this game here. Hopefully, we can see them win this next game, and of course, like I said earlier, we could see a map 5.
Junkertown is the king of maps when it comes to off-meta, wacky, whatever. I don't even know what's happening compositions. So that should mean that if Boomers wins on any map, it's going to be Junkertown. And since they just won a Numbani, which is one of the most honest maps, in my opinion, this is a very good chance for a reverse sweep.
You know what? I love seeing reverse sweep over first. I'm sorry. Dang it, I had some water. I can't speak now. Damn it, water. Excuse me, apologies. Anyway.
Darn liquids, keeping us alive. 70% of my body. Can't believe it.
My apologies, chat. My apologies, casters, to anyone if they hear that. Please don't throw the ban hammer just yet. I just
Do it to him.
don't give me the ban hammer yet. Anyway, yes, this map is a name for every hero here. The fact that the map is huge, it goes from large range to small range. No, small range to mid range. This could be any heroes right here. And honestly, if Boomers could use the same scenario as they did in the Mumbai, they could do it here, and they could basically get this map into their favor. But it's going to be the question of what heroes is both teams going to pick, and how are they going to work with that? I mean, we've seen different compositions so far. I mean, we've seen the again, like we said, we saw the Torbjorn, then we saw the double Sigma Ryan, stuff like that from Queen's Guard. I mean, which one could we see here? That's the thing that I want to know. What team could be more successful?
It's Junkertown. Everything works on Junkertown. It's like a McDonald's. You can just throw in anything; it'll work fine.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, that's highly true. I mean, hey, calm yourself. We're the ones talking here.
Yeah, Zella just offended me. Ban him, chat. He is a monster. I am heartbroken.
Unfortunately, we can't ban him right now because he's the one actually deciding if we have a televised match or not. So we can't ban him yet. We just we throw the flame after this game. Now, of course,
ban him at
if
midnight.
there is a 5th game.
Ban him at midnight.
Yeah, no, at dawn we ban.
At dawn we rise and
we rise and ban. But we're gonna talk about the ban hammers coming in here. Looks like they're started. We're in the 30-second mark on getting ready for this next, and I want to say the final map, the 4th and potential final map. I mean, it can still be anyone's game. We're still seeing the 4th map, but right now,
hang on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Wait to see you all.
This is New Age Clockwork. They have an Ashe instead of the Mei, and they have a Baptiste instead of Diana. This is New Age Clockwork.
In a way, I bet it could be. I mean, it's very possible.
They're running New Age Clockwork.
Oh no, that's actually. Actually, you're right. Here's a question though. There's a certain
Clockwork Boomer Data.
Hold on. There's a certain way Clockwork Vendetta works. Can Boomers go in the same way Clockwork Vendetta? That's gonna be the question. Excuse me, my apologies. But looks like they're gonna be starting up here. They're doing the double shield. They're gonna have the shield payload. Just throwing that double shield.
What a pull! Join Lion off that high ground. Bring him out of position for the rest of the team. Will be there for a little bit of field, and Darkbo's going to drop very low, but that's going to be a lot of damage.
Flanking! They have a hot That's good because in the backline flanking, if they don't pay attention, you can actually get the picks he needed to.
Nobody's called it out. Oh, there we go.
He does get picked up by Max.
Yeah, nail to the head is going to slay him, but the damage has already been done. And now with all the deployables being destroyed at the moment, this looks like Jaden's going to fall to Hanzuki with the Ashe, and this looks like they will be able to hold on here for a little bit longer as the turret drops. Not to find a whole lot, but Space Cowboy does find Hanzuki. So this might be a potential... No, they're just going to have to reset.
Yep, they're going to have to do a reset here. They put the effort in again. That Torbjorn still putting the extra effort despite him getting picked off. Despite the turret getting picked off, it's still putting in enough effort. This is the thing that looks... This is basically their key to potential success of to get in the map 5 and actually get this reverse sweep happening here. That Torbjorn is putting in all that damage, he's making a distraction, and I think they're going to try to do it again, but that turret does get picked off early.
They're dropping both support ultimates right now on the defense, and this looks like they're going to be able to hold strong because of it. And what are you doing with that position quaking? You're just in the backline. Moira's the dive tank confirmed. That's a team kill.
Look, I can see more being a somewhat of a DPS, but sometimes you can only go DPS more for so long. But right there was a very good push, or basically a very good use of ultimate from Quake Punch here.
Yeah, the ults are very even as well.
Actually, no, that's actually correct here. We got DPS ultimates here. Looks like we're going to see a switch from Barry as he switched from Orisa to Hammond, which is a very interesting pick to see if that's going to help him out. We're going to see if this pick from Barry is going to be very important for them.
Is going to be able to make a lot of space, and with Kaz on the Sigma, you're still going to have plenty of space, maybe shield as well. That's Bob making space as well, going to the backline with the Gravitic Flux to follow it up. Hanzuki's pick on Max Spec might not matter in the long haul. Wheels don't find a whole lot of value. As Hanzuki falling to Ferric, Kaz may find Space Cowboy at Bob. Lion fell as well, Distraction Strike's going to go through, but it might not really amount to much with Ferret in the backline. He's going to be swinging on through, moving the forward, the slam doesn't really get a whole lot. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but they should be able to push just a little bit further. Darkbow has the shatter though. They will have to be very concerned about that. and with max tech very low.
Absolutely. You notice that he did switch from the torp to the jump right here. You know what? That's actually not a bad play. That does put damage on the shield. That does put. He can stay in the backline, spam the damage over. The only problem is he's got to look out for is that Hanzo. He kept flanking around a couple times, but you know what? Both these players can flank around. One's going to do more damage than the other. But again, it looks like the switches are coming in for Boomer as they get 2 picks
Look
here.
at Max Tech.
Moving.
Max Tech took advice from Kazame a second ago, and he's in the backline right now. Just trying to get some value, and he's going to get rocked in the face, though.
Absolutely.
With another window dropping. This time on the defense, on the high ground.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, how much charge you can get from the Baptiste from his ultimate. The more healing you're doing, the more prevention of death you're doing, the higher charge you're getting from Baptiste. So Baptiste is a very good hero to get a fast charge.
Absolutely, and that's gonna be another one dropping right now. Dark Bolt Shatter is ready at any moment. They are just waiting for this barrier to fall. With the Bob going in over there, it looks like they might be able to just push on forward with the Shatter at the ready. He's not gonna be able to really use this effectively, but Hanzuki's gonna try and capitalize another flanking DPS. And now it's just Dark Bolt alone on the point. Might be able to, or might decide to drop the Shatter at some point, but considering the fact that it's just him and Quaking Punch, it's probably not likely. But there's the Baptiste falling, making two Dark falls as well. Is this the Reinhardt comeback? And there's the Shatter dropping just a single.
Oh, wow!
And a third elimination for Dark Bell on the defense. There's going to be Adrenaline coming back on. Heal up there a little bit. That's Mind fighting Dark Bell there. This is very much a chance for C9 if this really happens correctly. And with another Mind Heal onto MLP, looks like they might be able to win this fight, but it's a 3v3 at the moment. One tank, one support, one DPS versus 2 tanks and support. That's a Gravitic Flux! They're gonna be raised up, but really not a whole lot of ice. Just gonna be Lion, who's at very low health, but is gonna be able to lift a little off. That's the cap! A boop onto Lion is gonna
My goodness! I mean, I thought this was gonna be Queen's Guard's map right there. The fact that Dark Flow came in, despite Boomer's not able to get him off, what do you call it? Quake and Punch was able to keep Dark Cloud alive, to keep him going. He got the picks they needed, but they were not able to take it. That was, if they actually would have, Dark Cloud was able to stay alive just a bit longer, they would have taken it, but Boomers says, nope, you're not taking it us right now, we're taking this here. And again, they're on to the first put checkpoint here, and they're actually making progress.
Yeah, that's Tire coming out as well. Their only 2 ults are being used at the moment. As Boomers tries to win the fight, that's going to be a slam coming in.
Oh my goodness! That's
another Fire Strike to find a Tire. And that's going to be a high noon use as well. Not going to find a whole lot of ice. He's going to be currently 1v1ing the Ashe on the other side. I got Ashe on the other side. And that's going to be the elimination right there. But a massive total mayhem is going to find the Reinhardt and the Brigitte. That's a hack on Barrett. Stop him from doing his ham and shenanigans. The ham shenan as he's low health, and the ham is going to try and hunt him down, but he's going to go grab this mega. Stay alive for a little bit longer. Kazame is going to fall to Kaz. I was going to say Kaz found Kazame, but I ended up saying Kazame first for some reason. That's Lion with a great hook onto Adrenaline too. And this looks like they might be able to push forward.
Backpack says, you know what, you're going to take me down, I'm taking 2 with me. That was a huge, very good dynamite or bombs coming from Backpack here. And again, look at they're going to still be pushing here. There were switches coming from Queen's Guard, and then look, those switches are not coming effective. Boomers are still able to make the push, and they will get the second checkpoint.
They might be able to cap with time.
Absolutely, they could actually cap with time. I mean, that is very possible. Here's the thing, though, is that both teams almost have the same equal amount of ultimates here. We're going to be seeing, actually, almost close enough. But Boomers has the advantage for ultage. If they can use those correctly and actually keep the payload going, they could get this. They can get the third checkpoint with time. And of course, right now, I mean, this looks like a very possible chance for them to make a comeback, and they're in the driver's seat right now. They are.
Yeah, Kazame falls just a little bit over ambitious. Not going to be able to charge up that EMP, but they're going to have it by the time they respawn thanks to that high percent already. And that's Hanzuki finding Kaz, but not before they go really flux, raises them all in the air. That's right up to them as well. And they're just going to push on forward. And they're going to try and get these daggers. And if they do, that's going to be massive.
These changes coming from Boomers is actually, I mean, helping them around. I mean, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna skip right there. Queen's Guard's got 5 ultimates coming into play. They have to use them wisely. They need to have a successful defense to keep themselves going here. I mean, they were able to hold off the payload and run by. Will they do it here though? Is the question though. Back to him in the back line. Zubani, yes, thank you. But the Bob's gonna come in. We'll see how much damage he's gonna do. High news
as well. And Wald, Hanzuki gets a parrot there, and then Space Cowboy to Bob. Tire coming on the attack though, and that's gonna just fall thanks to one body shot because of that nano boosted McCree, and that's gonna be cleanup.
Absolutely no. I mean, Max Pack's tires has been very good coming in, but unfortunately, though, over the last couple times that they used his rip tire, has just basically been picked up by either Reinhardt or just someone else. And of course, right now, of course, he can get his ultimate fairy again here. Only question is that can he do that in 36 seconds here?
I mean, it is Junkrat against a Roadhog and Reinhardt, so you never know. But there is still the EMP Shatter that they have to worry about. That could just win the fight right there.
EMP Shatter and just a whole hog and push him away. That's the thing they could do too. But do they want to use all of this?
I mean, just the EMP Shatters might just be enough. That's the window dropping. It's not going to be a whole lot, but a Shatter definitely will be. 4 players dropping with a massive queue. Lion's going to throw out that whole hog, and there's only 10 seconds left, and they're not going to be able to push past this third point.
I almost called that. I said EMP Shatter to the whole hog just to push him off. And that calling that was right there, and they will hold that second push here. Now, Queen's Guard's got a chance to actually get this game into their favor, but can Boomers use off meta to their advantage to hold off and go for a 5th and final map?
Yeah, this is at the end of this round. We will know if we're going to map 5 or
Absolutely.
if we're not. Like, if they capped, that would have been hype, and we could have seen more rounds. But we're not. It's win or lose. It's win or die. Right now,
Absolutely, absolutely. I think they're figuring out what they need to do to keep this to keep a strong defense on their side. They could go with a turn again. They can go with maybe something we've never seen. You know what? Here's something we've never seen that they could run that we have not seen yet. We can see them run a bunker comp. I mean, we've not seen a yet bunker. We've seen Queen's Guard run a somewhat variation on Numbai at one point. I mean, earlier, and they actually Nubani. You know what? I'm gonna say third map. How about that? They ran a somewhat look. Okay. Anyway, cutting that
Monkeys
out.
of Mumbai.
Anyway, cutting that out here. On the third map, they ran a somewhat similar composition with a Bastion here. They could run it on this map here, but it looks like they're not going to go. They're going to go with the Torbjorn fair they did earlier on that last map. That actually that actually gave them that third map here. Will it be successful here for this for Junker Count?
My question is, why are you running the Pharah here? I think that Pharah is a very niche hero. But in a map that's this open, it's honestly just a throw pick.
They're expecting Max Pack to play Junkrat. That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
And then having Baptiste can only counter for so long here. We're gonna see how long it takes for them to figure that. But no, looks like he does switch on the Pharah. They're actually okay. You know what? I called Boom to run bunker. It looks like Queen's Guard's gonna run bunker here.
Yeah, Hanzuki's very low, and the supports aren't going to be there feel quite yet. And there's still going to be a very high potential to counteract this Bastion with just the Torbjorn, with massive amounts of right-click, survivability, and Molten Core. That's going to be a Resurrect canceling out the only elimination that they've gotten so far with the Lamp, keeping 2 alive right there. That's going to be the elimination coming in. And they're just going to steamroll forward. But Quaking Mike's going to fight 2! They might not win this fight, but they definitely have a chance of winning the next one. And after that, they might even win this one.
Absolutely. No, I think like right there was a very good successful pull from Boomers. I mean, the turn coming in, whatever actually coming in. Oh my goodness! Here we go. Quick Push could actually be the next DPS for this team here. Will that be the case here? But it looks like he's out the window 4 Bastion. It looks like they're not going to find anything here. Queen's Guard's still going to make an effort here. Oh no, Lion gets the pick off of Fair on the back line here. Now Boomer's going to have to hold it with a 5-on-6 here. Will they do it here, or will they find a key out of this?
It's going to be the lone cat trying to stall points a little bit.
There's a Bob coming in.
Max Peck with a massive play onto the pick for a pick on the Kazane with Space Cowboy getting the Bob kill. But Hanzuki's just going to clean up a little bit here, getting dink after dink, and now it's going to be 1v1 with Torbjorn, but might actually win it. Given that this close right, and he will with a punch to the face! Hanzuki couldn't kill him fast enough before Max Peck found the Sigma. But this still looks very winnable for the attack, but that window is going to try and shut them down, and it definitely will. But
this is still between both these teams are putting in a really good fights. If you notice, it's going from side to one, and that's what that is the case here. But now look like we're going to see the pharmacy coming from Queen's Guard here. I don't know how much that's going to put in. I like to see if this makes a very good success. The fact that the turret is actually doing something. It's not just sitting there being a distraction. It's actually being an actual damage distraction there. So if that turret's being used, if that turret does not get rid of over the Pharah, we can see Queen's Guard having a very rough time, and they are in a very rough spot here right now as they get under 2 minutes.
It felt like they should be winning these fights, but they're still holding on first right now, and with a Molten Core just preventing them from pushing forward, that should just control the space. But with Hanzuki being resurrected, though, that means that this fight is still winnable with a massive pick potential from the Widowmaker. He's going to be grappling up. Oh my goodness! Ooh, what a shot onto Jaden! That was an insane dink. And Darkboy's gonna find the turret as well. MaxPack's gonna fall to Kazme, but the Resurrect was there, so they might be able to hold it a little bit longer with the pull, but bring Hanzuki out.
Uh-oh, they're flanking on the left
my
side. They're not
goodness.
looking at it. There's a flank on the left side. Will they hold it?
And they were so focused on the Widowmaker, they weren't focused on the rest of the team just going over there, but it's not going to be enough as the picks start to come forward. And Adrenaline, the DPS bloodthirsty support, is going to find a pick, and they're going to hold strong with only a minute left.
Absolutely. No, right there. I thought they were going to, when Queen's Guard made that little flank to see if Boomer's going to take care of them. It looked like they were able to. Looks like MacPack is going to switch from the Junkrat to, from the Topian to the Sombra. We're going to see if that's going to make any, if that's going to help them hold this for the next minute or so. We do see a Shatter coming from Darkbot coming in very shortly. Will he, we're going to figure out what is the right time to use that Shatter, and will that Shatter be better to get them that first point?
Yeah, there will be no more.
He does get the
Oh
right
my
thing!
goodness! What a shatter! 3-player top to the ground, and that's going to be the eliminations coming forward. And you can't even say that we caster cursed them because we didn't even say anything about this, and that's going to be 2 dinks in a row from Hanzuki.
What? I mean, if I start calling things and they actually perform right off the bat, it's like, you know what? I could just, you know what? I'm going to stop talking because they're probably either listening to my comms, but you know what? There's no one in this. It's you and me. What the heck, man?
Oh goodness, what a stagger. Another bloodthirsty support elimination, this time MLP. And Jaden's going to find Kazme though.
No, absolutely. The trade is kind of, the trades are coming in fair, of course. You just got the stagger coming from Max back, but he can come in with his ability, with his ability to come in a little bit faster. So this fight can still be in their, into their numbers here. We're gonna see if if they're gonna reset. If I'm sorry, the Queen's gonna reset, or they're gonna keep it. Barrett's gonna come to the back line, putting in some of that pressure, making this distraction here. But you know what? They're moving that point.
Yeah, they're not moving it a whole lot though because of all that distraction from Ferret. And Ferret's actually going to be able to get out alive despite taking so much damage. That was a little bit of a feat of old charge. And look at, they're going to have the Dragons and the Coalescence and the Barrage. And that's Bob going into the back line. Looks like the defense is going to be the ones to throw out ults right now as the Dynamite finds Hanzuki. Bob's going to find Lion. He's doing a whole lot. So Ash must be satisfied with that.
Absolutely. No, he'd be completely satisfied. He gets 2 picks with the Bob and it doesn't take out Kamsuki. So to his picks right now, it's very beneficial. And the fact that right there they were too spread out that the fight was not going to be able to come in. But I mean, honestly, right now, if Space Cowboy wanted happy a push right there, it was going to be right there. Gets 2 picks off of Bob, gets another pick. Still has got good alt charge, getting those defenses coming in here. And of course, right now, Queen's Guard's got almost a minute and 20 to make this push here. But can they do it with a distracting Hammond and a possible Gravitron Flux from Cass here?
Riveted Flux, excuse me.
Riveted Flux.
Sombra ult coming out very soon as well. That's going to be a hack onto the Mercy, getting that Valkyrie and that Guardian Angel out of commission right now. Kazme's going to try and contest the ball, and there's going to be 6 ultimates available right now, and one of them is going to be used. And there's a second, both supports using their ult. At the moment, that's going to be a minefield dropping into the backline. Backline! Well, that's going to be quick and put final elimination as well as line. Looks like they may not be able to start pushing forward here. The Resurrect's going to try and prevent that, but it's not going to be enough as they just focus on and keep on pushing. It's another Gravity Flux pop, and 4 players are caught in it. This might actually be the change! That's it! Kaz with a stand-up performance.
That was very important. That was very important. That actually probably helped them going in. They're still going, actually making this fight into their favor. That was a very good. That was very perfectly performed by Kaz here. Gets all 4. Gets 4. Takes out 2, and the others are weak. That was very beautiful. This could actually, that could have decided if Queen's Guard could take this point here. If Boomer's able to hold this point with 2 ultimates. Oh no!
Yeah, they needed that EMP in order to shut down either the Zarya or the Hanzo.
Oh, that's no, that's you.
Yeah, that's the second pick here. They won't even need ultimates for the second point. They're just going to be able to save them for third. Although that's going to try and get left.
Why is it spread out?
And now that's Kazme fighting for elimination here. That's a Dragon Strike. They're going to probably commit to that. Oh, there's an EMP coming forward. Canceling out everything except for that barrage. And this looks like James going to try to get some picks. And with Bob doing
God!
Falling, they're going to be able to hold here as 3 players are still left alive.
No way!
Now just Hanzuki, the lone survivor. Gonna be focused hard, but he's gonna live a little bit longer. That's it. Adrenaline's gonna find that. And nobody else is gonna be able to touch. We're going to map 5, boys.
Oh my goodness, chat! I thought Queen's Guard was gonna take it. The fact that we saw that Sombra pick, I thought that was it. I was like, oh, they know the Sombra's right there. That was it. But I don't know what changed it. But whatever it did, Boomers was able to find their way back into the game. I mean, going to map 5, great. But I mean, my goodness, I don't know what to say. I'm lost again.
Jaden with a massive standout play gets 2 eliminations here, keeps the team alive just a little bit longer, and Space Cowboy with a Bob just
Wow.
to clean up there. And Cookie Punch, 3rd healing card in this game, 35%.
You can, yeah, again, you can see that more putting in the effort of keeping the team alive. I mean, most of those successful pushes that Queen's Guard is doing is because of that, just from the healing coming from Quake and Punch. I mean, but unfortunately right now it seems like it's going into Boomer's favor. I mean, you can heal all you want, but you know what? You can only keep the team alive for so long here. I mean, both teams are putting the effort. You can see Dark Plow, Quake and Punch, Kazuki, just right now, both these teams are putting in really good efforts to look at it. I mean, I said earlier we're going to have a good game. You know what? This is going to be more than a good game. This is a great game right now. Both teams are putting the fights. Both of them are putting in different hero competitions, and both of them are putting in wonderful team fights. They're able to keep attacks strong, defense strong, just etc. But at this point right now, we're going to map 5, or we're going to go to Nepal here. Now, here's the question here: who's favorite for this map? Is it Boomer's favorite map, or is it Queen's Guard favorite map? That's one thing I want to know. Who's it map favorite for this map, for this one?
Here's the thing. Queen's Guard has won the control map at the beginning, but Boomers has the momentum, so this is very hard. I think that Queen's Guard has a slight advantage just because they won the first control map, but this is a completely different beast from Busan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can first off, you can almost see that. I mean, despite Queen's Guard taking the first control map, I mean, they can say, you know what, they can be good at control maps. Next thing you know, they could just lose one map. So, anyone could go for this map, in my opinion. I mean, even though Queen's Guard did take the first map, I mean, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be. I'm sorry. It's gonna. We're gonna have to figure out to see if they can hold that. It's gonna be a question. Like, if they can take the first map 2-0, it's going to be a question if they can do it here. But right now, we could see that be going on. Look like they're playing a very interesting comp here. We're actually going to see a very interesting comp coming from Boomers. They're going to be playing with the, they're going to keep the Ferret. I mean, they're going to keep Ferret with a Hamlet here, but they're going with Symmetra. This is going to be something new. And Smash Cowboy is going on the Soldier 76.
Yeah, this is one of the very few points in which I think Soldier can really function. But Hanzuki's on the Mei. That should shut down Ferret so hard, he's going to have to switch off to something else.
Yeah, absolutely. If the only question is how long will it take for Ferret to actually make that switch when he sees that. If he knows that he can't take him because of Mei, he's gonna have to make that switch. It'll be the question of when he does it. We're gonna find out. Let's see here. Looks like the attack's gonna be happening here. Looks like we're putting in some of that damage. Ferret's gonna be in the back lane, getting ready for that slam, and will he do anything here? If he does do something, but like we said earlier, there's a freeze on Ferret. It looks like he's gonna have to get out.
Oh, the TP's there. They're gonna start to move on to point right now. It's just a Symmetra right now, and that's gonna actually be Hanzuki getting an elimination with a wall and a very early Baptiste ultimate. What?
How long did that take? I'm paying attention. What the heck?
That's a very fast charge already.
Oh
Max
my.
decides to switch off to the Junkrat Ferret onto the Orisa. Oh, that's the fastest. I think that's the fastest I've ever seen in my life.
I have to see this replay. I want to know how fast he got that. I mean, I can see fast Baptiste, but that was brilliant. I mean, that's amazing. I really want to know how long that took him. I mean, we only got 20% within this under King's Guard's percentage possession here. So I mean, they know they got the first one. He can get another one quick again. Wow.
I mean, 20% right now. That's going to climb very fast. 24. They're going to be pushing up with the wall, isolating them. That's going to be very, very massive like Cosmate and Twig, but very low. But they're going to be able to lift a little bit longer. Now they're going to start to push forward here. Very good positioning, very good pathing, all of them all together. And that's going to be the grip or the window. Amplifying the damage, Jaden's going to capitalize on take off the Dark Bow. They're going to start to hold forward, and Jaden with another elimination. The support, or the DPS in the wrong category, but that's going to be Kazmate finding one elimination at 70 health right now. Is going to fall eventually. There it is. No DPS right now available. But despite that fact, it looks like Boomers are going to be able to blast the competition.
Looking at the, I mean, I was just looking at the previous replay from that first push. Here's what I noticed that how MLP was able to get that was because the immortality field, because of how low they were. I mean, Boomers could have won that fight, but the immortality field kept them in play, and the fact that the healing and the death prevention coming from MLP basically come that push. That's notice that.
Oh no, Kazmate! He's cut up, but that's actually going to be fair as long as he's position right now, but the rest of the team is going to be able to go in at the moment. That's Max Tech dropping off the map. That is a beautiful wall from Hanzuki to isolate the tank. And Space Cowboy's going to be, and the ice block was going to end up being felled, and they're going to be able to cap. And this is very that close so far. With 2 players still alive though, that's Adrenaline and Kaz trying to be able to hold this back. And now they're going to be holding on, staggering, stalling for a little bit longer. And with that pull, that should signal the end of this as the Junkrat comes back in just to stall for a little bit longer, get this rip tire, and that's it. They have to back up now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Junkrat coming in probably helped them get some of that charge, which is okay. I would do here, but right now we can see Boomers coming in with 4 ultimates here. We'll see. I mean, I would see right now these 4 ultimates. If none of these get them any close to making this push to be successful, I don't know what it would be. But with that, we are also dealing with Queen's Guard with 5 ultimates. LMP does not have that doesn't have his ultimate like we saw earlier today. But that hook coming from Leon actually gets him A, but doesn't actually get the big down here. We'll take it on the right side here, going with Elris's ultimate here.
What a wall to just isolate them a little bit. And that's a Blizzard. How do you beat this? Jane's gonna find 2 eliminations though, and that wall's gonna be how you beat it. Just don't let them touch you, forehead. That's the Doom going to the back line. With the Meteor Strike out, it's not gonna be able to find a whole lot. With the bash, that's gonna find the elimination there. And they're gonna be pushing on forward. Dark Blood finds Max Tech, but not before the tire found its value. And they're gonna be capping, and they can't lose another fight here. But Lion finds that pick, and with a massive pull, that's gonna get Barrett a lot of ult charge. And Max Tech's going on to his signature Torbjorn.
Absolutely no. That push right there was very beautiful from Boomers. They didn't use all their. They had 4 ultimates here. They only used 2 of them to make that fight. So that's actually is a good fair use of ult advantage. They still have a way of actually making the next push, making their whole next defense is successful. They have 3 ultimates ready to go. But of course, one thing they have to deal is the turret. We're gonna see if that is actually something they can see in time. But it looks like
he's alone, he's gonna get picked off. Jaden with a punch to the face is gonna find that elimination. Now the rest of the team has to start backing up here, or they're gonna feed ult charge and time. And now with the window dropping and the main just can't dealing it out with the wall. It's a very bad situation for them right now. The Rock's gonna get them forward, but that's Kazme finding Max Tech right there. The rally's still available to be able gonna be dropped at any time, and that's the Roadhog ultimate as well. That's a huge Gravity Flux, bringing that piece into the air for the that beat counteracts it. That's gonna be Adrenaline with a whip shot onto Lion to find the elimination. And now they just won't pop this rally.
Oh my goodness, they left that loose alone. He was frozen and they didn't get him.
He's frozen again and he's still alive. That's a rally being popped right now. They're able to stall 99 to 99. They can't lose the fight right now. With Kazme on the Doofus, that's a big pull. All of them come up, but they're not going to be able to fall off just yet. They're just playing with fire right now on the cliff. That's a turret getting the key pick Kazme. Doofus not being able to get that shielding and get that damage in right now. Quaking punch with the boop onto this Space Cowboy. He's going to be able to do a little bit, but that's not enough. As a boop on the line, a whip shot. And
that switch to the Torbjorn came in just in time. I mean, we know how good he was with that with the Torbjorn, but it looks like he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna switch into a Junkrat, and that is coming in very clutch. Boomer's taking the first map. They are on their way to actually making this reverse sweep happen. I mean, we still got another map if of course Queen's Guard's taken, but they have an advantage. They just know for sure, like, okay, they don't have to worry about they don't have to have the effort of having to win another map. I'm not saying they don't like do whatever here. It's like if they lost that map, that means okay, we have to win 2 maps. Here, they don't have to worry.
Yeah, I was about to say Zella just stole it from me, but in order to cancel out this reverse sweep, they have to get their own reverse sweep on this last map.
We're gonna see if we'll see if that's gonna be possible here. But it looks like Boomer's just gonna stay with the competition they ran here, and it's been very successful with them. And then Queen's Guard is staying with the Orisa Hog, McCree, May, and then the Quick Punch on the Moro, doing all the healing that he needed to be doing, and MLP on that Baptiste. We'll see if he gets that ultimate faster than he did on the last point.
Yeah, they are on the ball right now. A huge first pick of the Hanzuki, and the ball's gonna just getting out in the nick of time. Only a 1v1 from May, but alone in this backline, you never want to be this ham, and you just cannot escape May. And that's Kaz finding Darko again, just distracting the May right now is Barrett. Oh my goodness, Barrett, you poor unfortunate soul. You need some peels right now, boy.
Oh, leave Heaven alone. I know he's made me annoyed, but he's a cute little guy. Leave him alone. I swear, I will come into the game. I swear, I will come in the game and I will throw. You know, actually, I don't throw. You know what? I'll come in the game and I will sabotage. But you know what? I don't want to do that. Oh no, we gotta see a double Torbjorn matchup coming up here.
Oh, here's the thing though, because Barrett was being focused by Kazme and using that adaptive shield so much, Kazme's getting no ult charge, only at 43 compared to Space Cowboy at 65.
Absolutely, no. I mean, the fact that I mean, Cowboy was able to put more pressure than what Casimir is doing, is able to give him the advantage of that ult charge here.
That's an excellent wall. Darko is isolated, but not going to be able to be focused until that freeze comes, and then such low health, the Gluttons is going to be keeping them up, though. Hanzuki with a 12 is going to find Adrenal, and first pick up the defense on the assault right now. Has tons of shields thanks to that kinetic grasp right now, and it's going to be healed up as well. Kaz finds the MLP. That's the first pick of the defense right now. They need this critical flux if they want to start to hold on, but it doesn't look like they're going to really want to use anything. Although the molten cores are going to be coming out. Lion and Hanzuki are finding eliminations here, and the minefield's coming out as well.
Okay.
But at this rate, they might even be able to win it because Kaz found Lion.
Okay, no, I was kind of questioning the fact that they were using ultimates, but it's actually holding them. You know what? I used ultimates to hold the point here.
And you force the blizzard too. That's absolutely massive. And another one's gonna come out as well.
We got two blizzards going on. It's cold here.
Yeah, Hanzuki just gets. Yeah, there's a reason why it's snow everywhere, and it's because May is doing her icy magic. That's a wall to force Darkblood back. And they're holding! Darkblood finds Ferret, but there's still a kinetic, or a gravitic flux and a rally to top. That's a rally use, and Max not gonna find Kaznak. First pick that he needed right now. No many Americans.
Queen's does not need this. They have to reset, but they're not gonna have enough time to do that.
It's a massive flux!
We're gonna see a reverse sweep happening.
Oh, that's a shatter! 3 players dropped! Darkblood with a massive play, but they might not be able to capitalize on it as the Molten Core comes out, but he's gonna fall before he can do anything with it. And now that's Lion falling as well. 98%. Can anybody come back? Kazma's almost gonna be, but no! He's just gonna give it up, and that's our reverse sweep completed! Bombers wins 3-2!
Oh my god, that's the best reverse I've seen. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, at one point, that whole fight was very interesting. I would kind of think Queen's Guard would be resetting there. That was actually that was the huge thing that turned the game around. Was that Queen's Guard wasn't focused on putting the resets. They were just putting in the effort they thought they were going to make the map win. So, I mean, Boomers knowing that they were doing that, they kept strong to the advantage, saying, oh, you know what, we're going to still put in, we're going to still do what we need to do here. And they were able to hold that to their, I mean, I don't know how they were able to hold that. That was brilliant. That's so good.
What a game.
Whoa. What? I can't see any better game than that. That was
Magnificent.
Wow. What do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about that?
There are no words to describe what just happened. That might be, in my opinion, one of the most entertaining matches I've ever seen, and on par with some Overwatch League matches in terms of how entertaining and how back and forth and how incredible both teams played.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with you on that. We can see very good games in Overwatch League, but you know what? Here in the OCC, we're gonna see better games than the. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of better games here. We see a lot of different type of hero pools coming in play, different compositions, different strategies, and just, I mean, you never know. Again, you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, here it's like for some reason, Boomers found their way back in. They look like it was gonna be Queen's Guard's game. The fact that they dominated the first 2 maps, then Boomer says, we're not done yet. They came in with whatever came in. I mean, I don't know what happened. All I just know is that we came in from the half 2-0 for Queen's Guard. Next thing you know, Boomer takes in the reverse sweep.
Let me just say, be sure you guys vote for MVP. In terms of gameplay, I think Kaz has it down for me. So many standout plays from that Sigma. Absolute incredibleness. But whoever was the emotional rock to get them to pass those first 2 massive losses and get them to that reverse sweep easily deserves MVP. Whoever brought them back from the brink, that's just straight up the MVP of the match.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys pick to see who's your favorite MVP. We're gonna have our picks here very soon, but until we get your picks, I mean, just looking at the map, I mean, I want to ask one thing. I don't know if you would have time, but what do you think caused the reverse sweep, though? You have to think about it. Queen's Guard knew what they were doing. We saw Boomers making a few mistakes on some of the ultimates they uses, some of the positioning, but what causes reverse sweep? That's the one thing that I want to talk to you about. I mean, you got to figure out, like, there has to be something that caused Queen's Guard to come from a very big advantage to winning the game to saying, oh, we just lost the 5th map.
I think that what happened was they just how do I want to say this? I think that they just stopped playing things that they were uncomfortable on, went for the comfort picks, and played it out, trying to just have fun and win, and they did. They won 3 maps in a row, which is already hard, in a reverse sweep that I don't think people really like. I used to never appreciate it until I became a player, how insane it is to get a reverse sweep. And it's just, I think whoever was the emotional core, and I think whoever made those big decisions, the coaching as well, really brought them back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a key factor for every team out there is the coaching. Is the coaching doesn't matter if it's a head coach, assistant coach, player coach, video coach, etc. I mean, a coach for a team is better than no coach. I mean, that's the
Mhm.
again, they're going to be the key people. They're the ones that are going to be helping you. They're one's going to be helping you. They're not going to be there to bash you down, whatever. They want to make sure if you're making mistakes or you're seeing something that can be improved on, they're there to help you with that. And again, whoever's Boomers got, whoever's coach that Boomers have did some it just something they said turn around. I mean, I don't know what else there is. I mean, I mean, again, you probably like you said, they probably just said, you know what, forget if we lose or not. Let's have fun. And look like they just I mean, whether they had fun or they decided to be like, you know what, we're gonna have fun, but we're gonna find a comp that no one else plays. And next you know, they get the map, they get the pressure they get the pressure they need, they get the points they needed, they get the wins they needed. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's just so much. I can only say so much. I mean, just right there, just says, you know what? You can see a team being dominant for the first part of that first half of the games, and the next, you know, is like, you know what? We're not. The other team that's on the deficit says we're not done yet. We're gonna go out with a bang, and they went out with and Boomers here went out with a very large bang.
Definitely. Who do you think deserved MVP though?
You know what? I mean, I got both sides on. I got a couple people here. You know what? I know I saw Chaz earlier making making those good ride put holds on a couple of maps on the back and not. And then we have Space Cowboy making all that pressure. But you know what? I think this is. I'm gonna say this is my MVP for this, and this is I believe this player made the change for the reverse sweep. Max Pack on that Torbjorn. I
Mm,
mean, I have to think it's that because you have to think about it. If no one expects if you don't expect Torbjorn as much, everyone's gonna be thinking everyone's gonna be a 6-on-6 fight. Torbjorn makes it almost like a 6-on-7 fight, and the fact that Max Pack was
mhm,
able to keep himself going, keeping the pressure going with the turret, with him still going molten core, hit just buffing up himself. I believe he was the key. I think his pick on the Torbjorn was the key for Spoomers to make that reverse sweep happen. Honestly, that's my MVP for the night. What's yours,
yeah.
Ty?
I think it's just honestly, it's very hard for me to choose. I'm just gonna pick a tie. I think it's Kaz and Jaden. Kaz had there were so many times where Boomers were out of it. They couldn't win the fight, and then Kaz says no EU, gets a Griffith Flux, 3 eliminations, just over and over again, massive plays. And Jaden would do the same exact thing on Baptiste. He'd he would be in an unwinnable situation, then he would just be no U, gets the window down, just kills everything. Both
Yeah,
players just kills everything.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's again like you have the ties here, but in most cases, I think it was like every player had a key scenario. And I mean, again, earlier we had Max Pack, Space Cowbell, and DPS on Boomers. Then you had Kaz, and MLP for Queen's Guard stuff like that. I mean, you got all these players, but you can only pick so many to be like, hey, who's our best player for the night? Again, you got Cass for your side, getting those graviton flex for me. I think it was the Tomer that actually helped Boomers turn this game around. They just say, you know
Mhm.
what, you're gonna see us play this. How about seeing us playing this with the Tormir and the Nash? The fact that I mean, just the combination right there. It's just, I mean, it's not only disgusting, but it's so brilliant. And Max Pack was able to use it correctly given Boomers a hope that they needed here, and it looked like it
Mhm.
came in tonight.
Absolutely. And do you have anything else you want to put in before we head out?
Not really, honestly. I think just I don't know what to say. You see, I mean, you see a refer. How else do you see a reverse sweep go? I mean, you see reverse sweeps happen in Overwatch League or whatever, but you don't see reverse sweeps like this. I mean, I don't know what
Mhm,
to say except, I mean, glad that I was able to be here tonight, casting with you, Ty. I mean,
mhm.
I enjoyed casting with you, and I mean, I guess I can just say follow me on Twitch on twitch.com/cybercat_21. Come on now, check me out.
All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Remember to check into the Nintendo Direct early tomorrow to check out who the next Smash character is. It's 9 a.m. EST, 6 a.m. PST, and be sure that also you play the event that comes out tomorrow as well. It's gonna be the Lunar New Year. A lot of things are happening tomorrow. So have a wonderful
Oh yeah,
night. Sleep well. Be sure you're up early for that Nintendo Direct. I'm sure it's gonna be hype. Stay hydrated. Peace out.
have a good one, guys.